And we are expecting some snow across our area as well. So here's a look at that radar. That rain coming in a little bit earlier than we expected. So it's already falling across some of our area. Not too heavy at the moment, but a little bit more concentrated out there in the Inland Empire. So this is what it looks like right now. Places like Mira Loma into Riverside and Woodcrest getting some of those showers. Again, this will continue into tomorrow, but then we have another storm system that arrives Wednesday and Thursday as well. That one expected to be the most significant for us. So we have periods of rain for the next several days. Here's what it looks like right now. So, or actually for tomorrow afternoon. By tomorrow afternoon, the storm system will be spread across our area. Plenty of snow out there in our mountain areas. We're expecting several inches of snow and several inches of rain as well. In our mountain areas, we could get even up to about 4 inches with this system. Here's what it's going to look like by Tuesday morning. Your commute in the morning will be a wet one. However, Tuesday not expected to be as rainy as Monday. Here's a look at that commute home. So things are going to be more scattered in nature. But then by Wednesday morning, another storm system arrives. Again, this one expects to be the strongest Wednesday into Thursday. As we head towards the weekend, though, things start to dry out and we warm up a bit as well. We do have with the storm system, of course, that danger out there in the mountains because of that snow and those strong winds we're expecting. So we have that winter storm warning. And then out in Orange County, as well as the Inland Empire, we do have that flash flood watch that continues through Tuesday at 12 in the morning. And that is because we are expecting some heavy downpours in excess of that half an inch in 1 hour. So places like the Holy Fire near that burn area, that is going to be in danger of getting some mud and debris flow. The high surf that we just mentioned as well, that continues through Tuesday night. That's going to be for the elevated surf and those strong rip currents. That's for LA and Ventura counties. And then for Orange County, the surf not expected to be quite as high. So we have that beach hazard statement out there. So basically all of our beaches, though, are going to have that elevated surf. Temperature wise, we're going to keep things on the cooler side as it is right now. Plenty of 50s and 60s out there. As far as those daytime highs, we are running below average. Actually slightly above average, because today we did get more of a break from that rain. 70 degrees, our average is 68, but then tomorrow is when we start getting more below average. Those temperatures start to drop. We'll top out mostly in those low 60s, even some upper 50s, and that pattern will remain for several days. As we head towards next weekend, though, we start drying out and then we get back into those 70s. And here's a check of the mountains and the deserts. I'll send it back to you.
And the rain really did start in earnest early this morning, and the radar has been very active. Taking a look at a wide shot now of the radar, you can see the rain bands moving in, hitting Santa Barbara, Ventura, LA counties first, and working its way south into Orange County, then eventually San Diego and the Inland Empire. I'm seeing lots of bright colors and yellows and reds, so those are the real heavy downpours right now, and those can trigger those mud and debris flows. So we have a slew advisory. I'll go over it in just a moment, but January so far, looking at quite a bit of a substantial number here. Almost 1.5 inches of rain, the average for January being 3.12 inches. So we could see all of that monthly average in just one fell swoop this first week here as we head into the end of the week and into the weekend. Saturday's rain brought us 74/100ths of an inch of rain for downtown LA, again bringing our year to date to 5 3/4. We are in positive territory, different from the last several years where we were seeing those below average rainfall totals. Here's a model. I like to use this model to illustrate what we're expecting here today. This is as of 7 o'clock this morning. You can see all of the rain moving primarily into Ventura County, LA County. As we put it into motion, it's steadily going to rain through the lunch hour, and then eventually it'll make its way to the Inland Empire through the afternoon and evening commute. A little break, I think, during the overnight hours, but then looking ahead and upstream, more rain expected for your tomorrow morning's commute, and that's really going to be the pattern. A very wet pattern as we head into the remainder of this week. Flood advisory currently in effect for LA Ventura counties. Flash flood watches for Orange County. Winter storm warnings. Very gusty winds with this system as we watch this low pressure move inland, and there is more upstream, as I mentioned. I just want to quickly get to the 7-day. I know I'm running out of time here, but look at the days, consecutive days of rain through at least Thursday. the light at the end of the tunnel Friday into this upcoming weekend, but please be careful. If you can avoid being on the road, certainly over the next few days, maybe that's a good idea, right? Stay in if you can. I certainly was running around yesterday, but I did have my gear with me. So you need the umbrella, you need the rain boots, you guys. We are looking at more rain today, tomorrow, possibly into early Friday morning. We are looking at the radar right now. This is light to moderate green echoes showing up. So indicating mostly light to moderate showers. Even some areas not seeing rain right now. Rick just showed us that from SkyFox. But here's what you need to remember. There's heavier rain just south and offshore. You can see some of it beginning to move. There's a line of heavier showers moving into San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara counties. As we zoom into some of the particular areas like Orange County, Huntington Beach, you can see the darker shades of green, so darker rather heavier showers moving into Huntington Beach, Irvine, Mission Viejo, San Clemente. You can see more rain just off the coast. Also rain and snow up in our mountains. Temecula seeing some heavier rain now near the 15, just south of Paris and Hemet. So if you're just getting out the door there, you will encounter some of those showers. And also I'm noticing some heavier cells off PCH just south of Malibu, Oxnard, Thousand Oaks, all of this getting ready to move into portions of Ventura and LA County. This is just the second of a series of storms we're watching that is moving in now. There's yet again another impulse later on today in another area of low pressure moving in tomorrow night into Thursday. And it's that third one we are concerned with, in addition to the one that is moving in now, because this is going to tap into a lot of that subtropical moisture, that stream of moisture streaming up from the south, and we could be seeing even greater rainfall totals. This afternoon, we are expecting a chance for some thunderstorms, so some heavy downpours again. And when we see those rainfall rates at ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch per hour, that's when we get concerned, because that can trigger those mud and debris flows, not just flooding and ponding on our roads. An additional 1 to 2 inches of coast and valley rain, 2 to 4 inches for the foothills and the mountains, and the snow 1 to 2 feet, in addition to what we've received already, anywhere between 5,500 feet to 6,000 feet. Gusty winds, as Rick mentioned, that he's experiencing outside in SkyFox, but a slew of advisories, in fact, including that flash flood watch, SoCal-wide winter storm warnings, beach hazards, of course, for the high surf, as well as those strong gusty winds. So here's what we're expecting over the next several days. Rain today, tomorrow, Thursday. It will be chilly in terms of those temperatures, mountain snow as well. But Friday, things look up. Friday into the weekend, high pressure, an offshore flow will develop. We'll get a chance to dry out, but there's still concern because that's when we might see some of those trees go down. They've already been compromised. The ground is overly saturated, so be mindful of that hazard Friday going into the weekend. The good news is the rain should stop by then, at least through the weekend and into Monday of next week. In the meantime, please be careful. The rain will continue through at least Thursday.
Yes. You know, we're talking about this rain coming in, and, you know, it's heavy today, but the aftermath could be, you know, just as bad on the days the rain stops.
Yes, really good point is that, you know, once the rain stops, people let their guard down. But often some of the really hazardous conditions occur right after a string of days of rainy weather. So we really want to keep you abreast of what's going on. For now, we've been showing you the radar, and it's been relatively light. That's the good news. Here's a live look outside our West LA cameras. You can see just some clouds and maybe a light mist. Otherwise, things have improved a lot in the early morning hours. In terms of rainfall, though, we're going to get a lot more starting this afternoon into tonight, into tomorrow. And we had quite a bit of rain yesterday and last night. So just to show you some of these very impressive rain totals, Signal Hill got over an inch of rain. Huntington Beach area, Seal Beach, Sunset, that part of Orange County got hit very hard last night. And there was that flash flood warning that was in effect. Almost 3 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. And that's really the pattern we've had really since this past weekend on Saturday when we saw all of that rain. January so far, downtown LA, over 3 inches of rain. So we're doing really well. We're very close to the average for the month. But in terms of the season, we're almost 2 inches above seasonal averages. So this season, we're off to a great start. Compare that with the last 7 years, where 6 out of the last 7 were drought years. So we're catching up right now. We just need to get through one more large system. You can see it spinning well off the coast of California. And you can see how much quieter it is in comparison to where we were a couple of days ago over SoCal. But we're going to tap into all of this water, all of this moisture streaming up from the south and the subtropics. So a little bit warmer. That's going to bring that snow level up to about 8,000 feet. So we're not as concerned with snowy conditions on your drive up to the mountains, just more rain. Here's one model as of 7:30. You saw that earlier, the light showers falling across Orange County, the Inland Empire. As we put it into motion, you'll see the heavy rain, that line moving south from Santa Barbara County into Ventura. Your afternoon and evening commute will be impacted again during the overnight hours. Look at the brighter colors over Santa Barbara and Ventura, Oxnard into LA County. So overnight tonight will be tough to sleep, I'm sure, especially if you live around those recently burned hillsides. Rain throughout the day tomorrow into the afternoon commute before things start to quiet down late tomorrow night into early Friday morning. So flash flood watches continue in effect. The winter storm warning, though, was allowed to expire, so that's good news. You still should have your chains, though, as you head up to the mountains. Still looking at high surf advisory still in effect, and we'll wait and see if we actually get those flash flood warnings again. Be alert to that later on this afternoon and evening. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Friday into the weekend, sunshine, a period to dry out, but again, more hazards in store for us. Strong gusty winds could blow some of these trees and power lines down, as we are expecting a gusty offshore wind event. But today and tomorrow going to be rainy, wet days.
I'm a little confused. So,
yeah.
3 storms or 4 storms?
Well, if you count Saturday, that would be 4
Okay.
consecutively,
Yeah.
right? So it's been raining pretty much for a lot of people since this past weekend, and we're seeing an end in sight. So that's the good news. That's what most people are asking me. When is it going to end? Well, we got to get through today, and then things will be a lot brighter. In terms of the wet weather, now the hazards will continue, I think, through the weekend. But for now, let's focus on the rain and look at a mess. Look at this. LAX, people trying to get to the airport, the weather being a problem, along with the government shutdown and the TSA issue. So, yeah, again, the advice of maybe staying home. Here's the latest on the radar. You can see widespread rain, a lot of activity. January rainfall totals so far, we've gotten over 4 inches. So we've already beat our average for the month. And as far as the season is concerned, which begins October 1st, we are well above average now. So far, 8.29 inches. That brings us to more than 2.5 inches above the average. And we're going to add to this because there's more rain falling in downtown LA today. In fact, periods of heavy rain will continue through the early afternoon commute. Mud and debris flows possible, along with more flooding, so please be aware of that. Anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain for the coast and valleys, 2 to 5 inches for the mountains and foothills. And that snow level is up a little bit higher, 8,000 to 8,500 feet. Bring your chains if you are planning to travel to high country for your tires. There's that area of low pressure beginning to pull to the north and east. But look at all the moisture still associated with it. We're tapping into all of that subtropical moisture. Quickly, I want to show you this model. Look at where we are at 8 o'clock. It continues to rain. See all of the green on the satellite. It is going to taper off a little bit by this afternoon, and then certainly great improvement by tonight and into tomorrow morning. I do want to warn you, though, the winds are quite strong. It could topple more trees today. And then as it dries out, already saturated ground and compromised hillsides, we are going to look for more of an offshore flow this weekend, and that can pull over some trees again. So keep that in mind as we experience more sunshine through this upcoming weekend. Consecutive days of rain really exposes all those potholes. So a lot of roofers are busy, but also a lot of tire places are busy because a lot of people are popping their tires, right, because of those potholes. So we're good now. So far with the rain, I don't see it in the long term.
Do you see the smile? I think a lot of people are relieved. We want the rain, but we're done for this week.
And we're way above average for January.
We're way above average. We're going to get to those numbers in just a bit. But yeah, you can wash your car. It's okay. So car washes are going to be fully staffed because a lot of dirty cars I see out there on the road. Here's a live look outside Long Beach. You're still seeing a little bit of haze. There's some fog outside in some spots, so please be careful of that as we continue to stay see the day go on, temperatures are going to warm up a little bit as we head into the afternoon hours. But as far as rainfall totals go, January so far, look at this. Downtown LA, almost 5 inches of rain. We've beat our average for the month of January. Already, January, the second wettest month of the year. February coming up is the wettest, so we expect to add more rain to these totals here. Our year to date so far, 9.22 inches for downtown LA. The water year begins October 1st. We're almost 3.5 inches above the average. Last year at this time, I think I was only talking about an inch, 0.89 of rain, so we are well above average now and way better than where we were the last several years. If you are traveling today, 31 in Chicago will be the high, 39 in New York City, 78 in Miami, one of the hottest spots or one of the warmer places in the country today. More rain, though, for the Pacific Northwest, extending as far south as Northern California. High pressure is now building for us, coming up from the southwest, pushing that atmospheric river away. And we are going to look for more sunshine today, with even more sunshine expected tomorrow with that offshore flow. I would not be going into the water if I were you. I know you diehard surfers will want to go because the surf is up 10 to 17 feet in some spots, but high surf advisories and high surf warnings are in effect for some really dangerous swimming conditions out there. And the water is yucky. I would not go in anyway. So wait until this weekend. 66 today for downtown, 76 tomorrow with that offshore flow, so some breezes. And we stay dry, it looks like, through the better part of next week and, dare I say, the rest of the month into the first week of February.